Welcome back to the shop again for another video. We're going to keep working on weight reduction on our 79 Buick Regal. So stick with me here and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing next. Alright, so this is what we're going to be looking at for our next weight reduction video. I am thinking I am going to be cutting out this inner structure of my trunk lid. I have a mark kind of around the edges here. I left some material so there's a little bit of rigidity to it. I will try saving the trunk latch. I do use that to hold it down. I no longer use the hinges that were on the car. You can kind of see here, since we had it tubbed, those hinges didn't really fit back in the car, and so I have utilized hood pins on the corners. It makes and I've been using the hood pins in the corners and the trunk latch in the back center, and that has been working very well so far. That's what we're going to start with. I'll set up the camera here. I'm going to take an angle grinder and cut my marks out here. And I mean, we might not lose, probably won't lose a ton of weight, but you know, every pound counts. So if I get 1 to 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it might be from the trunk lid, I think I'll be happy with that. It's a structure piece that I don't need, so might as well cut it out. Don't need it for the racetrack. So we're going to get to it here. I'm going to start cutting this out, and we'll see how far we get. Okay, so we got that piece cut out. I'll show that to you here. That's the inner frame structure of the trunk lid. Doesn't weigh that much. I mean, I'm going to guess 2-3 pounds tops. I have a little scale here that I'm going to weigh it and see kind of how heavy that thing actually is. This is what the trunk looks like. I just did a perimeter cut. Like I said, I left some edge here just so it'd have some structure left. This stuff was a pain to cut. This is like a glue or an adhesive that's holding the inner support down to the trunk lid. What I ended up using was a combination between a hacksaw blade, and I also used a guitar string that actually worked really, really well. I took a guitar string and I wrapped both ends around 2 punches I had, and then with a two-handed sawing motion was able to cut through them really well until my guitar string broke. Then I was back on the saw blade, but the hacksaw blade worked well. Wear gloves, cuts up your hands pretty good. So we're going to get this thing cleaned up. I might throw a coat of black paint on the center of it just to keep it from rusting any further. I'll also put it on the scale and I'll show you guys kind of what the weight loss there was. Okay, so I threw that trunk lid support on the scale here, and looks like we're actually sitting close to 10 pounds here, a little over. I was bouncing between 9 and 10 before it stopped, so I don't think it's a full 10. But yeah, that's actually more than I was expecting to get out of this thing. That's actually really good for an hour and a half worth of work. Half a grinder disc and a little bit of time. So it's a cheap way to get 10 pounds out of your car. Okay, so there you go. We got rid of 10 pounds out of our trunk lid with nothing more than a little bit of time on it. I do like keeping things at a budget. To buy a fiberglass trunk lid for this model of car would have cost me around $400 US. And by the time I exchange that back into Canadian, it's quite the expensive piece. So I don't mind saving a little bit of money, especially when all it takes is a little bit of time. So yeah, that's how you get 10 pounds out of your trunk lid on a G-body. That's where I'll end this video here. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Have any comments, let me know. I'd love to talk to you. Yeah, see you on the next one.